gosh, it is so fabulous to see you all here. Somebody has to count, because I have to brag to all my clergy friends that I had the biggest crowd ever. I can't count that. How much is it, Trista?
I think 52.
52?
I could be off for stronger.
I think some people snuck in.
Yay! And thank you for being here. You know, it was obviously a major feat to figure out how we could be here and be safe and take care of one another, because that's who we are, and that's what's so important to us. Being able to be a community, be together, and take care of one another the best way we can. So thank you. And thanks to Denise for coming and playing music, especially a lot of music, while we figure out how to use chords we've never used before and equipment we've never used before. Yet one more experiment, one more learning experience, one more challenge that we have taken on during this unbelievably crazy and devastating time. But we were determined. We brought our umbrellas, because that way it won't rain. Right? All right, so I'm going to invite Marylee to come up and light our chalice.
Within the Heart of the Flower by Amy Zucker Morgenstern. Within the heart of the flower, the fountain of beauty. Within the heart of the community, a fire that warms and dances. Within the heart of each of us, a spark of the spirit of life. Holy, holy, holy.
And now we'll have a little more centering music, and if anybody didn't bring their flower up, you can do that now. This morning with words from Norbert Chapek, the Flower Communion Prayer. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the flower, and in our hearts the longing for people to live in harmony, we bless these flowers. In the name of the highest, in which we move and have our being, and in the name of the deepest, which makes the mother, the father, the sibling, the lover, the loner, who they are, we bless these flowers. In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of the age of mutual respect, we bless these flowers. Let us renew our resolution sincerely to be kindred spirits, regardless of the barriers which estrange us from one another. In this holy resolve, may we be strengthened knowing that we are one family. that one Spirit, the Spirit of love, unites us and endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. May it be so. Join with me in the words to our church covenant, which I have written, and I know you all don't, and I know we have some new people with us, so bear with us and we'll figure out how we get the words to everybody another time. But if you know the words, join with me. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. So how many of you will know the answer to what was the famous musical of 1952 starring Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds? Singing in the Rain. Hang on just a minute, and I'm going to ask you to sing that, okay? All right, thank you for that. A lot of people consider Singing in the Rain one of the best films ever made. It tells the story of a troupe of actors and all the turmoil they went through when the movies were switching from silent to talking movies. And one of the actress couldn't sing worth a hoot. And it was just a terrible time. But most of us don't really necessarily remember that whole story, but we certainly remember the song, Singing in the Rain. Now, I remember one time visiting my husband's relatives in Minnesota, and they were so excited about the rain that they all came over to the cabin where David and I were staying, invaded us for the whole day with a potluck and playing bridge. It was the most boring vacation I ever had. But they were so excited to celebrate the rain. But that's not what we're talking about today, okay? Today, rain is a symbol of life's very unpleasant interruptions, of which we've had many. But who can forget Gene Kelly dancing down the street with his umbrella? The lyrics echo an attitude of joy in the midst of difficulties. Let's hear those words. So since it's not really safe for us to be singing right now, I sent out a link to a video of a dance. Now, how many of you practiced and know the dance? Woo! All right. Does anybody know it well enough to lead it? Linda? Well, I swear it had no pattern that I could discern. So I practiced and practiced and practiced. But so we're gonna do it, and you can just wave your umbrella or whatever, or you can just sit and watch the rest of us make fools of ourselves because maybe that's what you like to do. The name of the song is Jerusalema. And the explanation of the song is really a story that I wanted to tell today, because it was created back in around November of 2019. The song was released by Master KG from a province in South Africa. And he was a DJ, And he engaged a singer, a woman named Nomchembo Zikode, and I don't know if I said that right, to write the lyrics. And he was pushing her to write those lyrics like immediately. He brought her over to his studio and wanted the song written right away. And she tried to say, no, please, give me a day or two. He said, no. He had written the music and he wanted words to it right away. So there was an article in the Rolling Stone that talked about it. The dance-friendly song has dominated music charts this year, despite being written and recorded in a dialect that few people around the world speak. So it's in Zulu. And how many of you know this song and know this dance? Some people do. Wonderful, wonderful. So the article goes on to say that a lot of people in South Africa don't even know what's being said in the song. But Jerusalem is the city that the city of love that he wants to return to. It's like the New Jerusalem. And the vocalist is saying, "Oh, Jerusalem, the heavenly city, you're my home. This is not my home." And that's the spirit of what's been happening during COVID and the quarantine time. The lyrics are literally saying, "Take me to a better place." And it's just amazing, this article says, how well it translated through the actual feeling of escapism and the wanting of a better place and a time, even for the people who didn't know what the words were saying. There was something in the music that was soothing and comforting. And it has spread all over the world with dance challenges, because the president of their state had asked all of the people there in the South African area to do some dances to this, to do a dance to it. And a group of friends choreographed and uploaded back in October of 2019 a video that back then had 12 million views. But it also inspired a slew of other videos, including one by students and faculty at a South African school that generated 3 million views, and this number has only gone up since then. And another by a flash mob in Bucharest that drew 2 million. The song just very quickly became a symbol of hope amidst all the fear brought by COVID-19 and the pandemic. And then when nurses at South Africa's one of their hospitals performed their version of the dance, one person involved said that Jerusalem is more than a dance. This is a celebration of survivors. It's a victory from difficult and unknown times. This is a unity formed like never before for national and international people. So you can find numerous videos, if you Google this, of nuns and priests and doctors and nurses and police officers and school children, all kinds of people from all around the world doing this particular dance, which might have been easier than this umbrella dance, I don't know. But it didn't look like something we'd want to actually try. But I thought there might have been some people here who actually knew how to do that Jerusalem dance challenge. Okay, no, if they do, they're not admitting it. One of them has a video of a lot of school children. I think they're either in a dance class or a gym class, and they're doing the dance, and in comes Beyonce. And all the children are just squealing with delight, and she runs up to the front and does the dance with them, and then she dances all through the lines. And so it's just brought a lot of joy around the world to people who are doing this dance. So I'm going to play the song, and I'm going to look at my little video of it over here, and I'll try to do the movements to it. And if somebody knows them well enough to come up and do them in front here, that'd be great. Okay. All right, is everybody warmed up now? Hey guys, thank you so much for indulging me. We travel this road together. It's a reading by Tess Bomberger. After each piece that I read, your response is, we travel this road together. From the busyness of every day, we gather to remember who we are, to dream of who we might become. We travel this road together. As companions on this journey, we share the milestones we meet along the way. Individual moments of joy and sorrow become shared moments of comfort and celebration. We travel this road together. We share this journey across differences of belief and opinion because we value diversity and because we care for one another. We travel this road together. Today, as we take the next steps, let us notice our fellow travelers, the burdens that they carry, the songs that inspire their hearts. We travel this road together. As we gather in beloved community, let us open the holy havens of our hearts. Let us share the sacred places of our souls, for we are pilgrims and we share a common path. We travel this road together. So I wanted to have an opportunity for the sharing of joys and sorrows, and I have again in a few minutes, or have somebody walk around with a basket. So if you want to, we can't like pass the basket for the offering, but I will walk around if you want to place anything in the basket. So certainly there are many joys and sorrows today. We don't have our candles up here, but I certainly want the opportunity for people to share these. And I believe this one came from Ed, and he says, I miss Carol and Billy. And so let's just for a moment hold them in our hearts, because those were some very, very sad losses for all of us this year, Carol Trotter and Billy. And from Patty Underwood, I finally got to hug my granddaughter, Millie. I know so many of us know of friends and people who have not seen their children or grandchildren in this year, and are finally, after being vaccinated, being able to begin to reunite. I forgot to tell everybody to be sure and put your name on these. So this is a concern, and the person may need to raise their hand. My granddaughter, Angela, has Bell's palsy. It will last several weeks of right facial paralysis, no pain. She is 10 years old. So, oh, it's from Paula. Thank you, Paula, and we certainly will keep her in our thoughts. And this is from Rose. I am grateful to be here with so many friends that I have not been able to see. Thank you. And I'm so glad that we are here today. From Lynn Butcher, Jay and I appreciate all the cards and kind words from our UU church family after my mom's passing. You've been thought of many, many times. This one doesn't have a name either. It says, it's a great joy to be together again. From Maeve, and I share this one with you. I got my hair cut. It looks great. And for a lot of us, we're either still not had a haircut for a year, or I was determined to get one before I came here. So I had a year's worth of growth on the floor when I got that haircut. And from Carol Hemme, her youngest great-granddaughter is 6 months old. Thank you for the sharing. Did I miss any? And as always, there are joys and sorrows that remain in our hearts yet unspoken. And I want to encourage people to, reach out to one another, reach out to me. I know I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to bother you. I know you're busy. Well, my busyness is supposed to be with you. So it's never you're never interfering with my life or adding any burden to me if you call me up to talk to me. That, I'm your minister. That's what I'm for, okay?
Thank you.
So today we're here to celebrate the Flower Communion. And some of you know that the Flower Communion service was created by Norbert Čapek, who lived from 1870 to 1942, and he founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia. Čapek later lost his life in a concentration camp in Dachau. But his memory and his spirit live on in the celebration of our Flower Communion. It's a unique ritual that belongs just to us as Unitarian Universalists, and the first Flower Communion took place on June 4th, 1923. It was not an Easter service, even though a lot of us celebrate it on Easter. After a time in the United States, Čapek went back to Prague to promote liberal religion. And in his farewell address to his congregation in New Jersey, Čapek said this about his first impressions of that church. I liked what is so difficult to describe, what is more than a friendly smile, more than a kind word of greeting. It's that personal touch of a soul that has a vision. It is the heart of religion in the heart of this congregation. And just as no two flowers are alike, so no two people are alike, yet each has a contribution to make. Together, the different flowers form a beautiful bouquet. Our common bouquet would not be the same without the unique addition of each individual flower, and thus it is with the church community. It would not be the same without each and every one of us. Thus, this service is a statement of community. By exchanging flowers, we show our willingness to walk together in our search for truth, disregarding all that might divide us. Each person will take home a flower brought by someone else, thus symbolizing our shared celebration in community. This community of sharing is essential to a free people of a free religion. So as we prepare to close this part of the service, the giving and receiving of flowers, in a minute I'll invite you to come forward to take a flower. Consider the flower that you receive to be a symbol of gratitude for beauty we did not create, of gratitude for blessings we do not deserve, of gratitude for joys which come when unexpected, like a sunny day in the midst of all the rain we've had. It was an answer to a lot of you prayers yesterday. So take a flower as a symbol of your participation in the community of this church, of your participation in the community of humankind, of your participation in the universal community. And if by chance you did not bring a flower, take one anyway. I'm sure there's enough. Take a flower as a symbol that beauty and grace and joy and love are not matters of reciprocity. In this world, we cannot earn or deserve that which is most important. It comes to us as a gift. Therefore, knowing how to receive is fully as important as knowing how to give. So while Denise plays some music for us, I'll invite you to come forward. Maybe let's just start over here and come as you're, with somebody if you're close to that person. If not, 6 feet apart, okay? And take a flower and then, move back to your seat. And when you take the flower, handle it gently, for it is a gift from someone here. Each flower represents someone else, their thoughts, their feelings, their associations. And then when we're all seated again, I'll read the flower communion prayer that Norbert Chopik wrote. that last song was also by Norbert Chopek, Mother Spirit, Father Spirit. Here are his words to consecrate these flowers. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in the world. May it be so. Now we have also an activity that Trista will explain to us, helping to bring us together. Yes, I think you'll need to come up here. Is that mic on? And Trista, this mic is on if you want to use one that I haven't been talking into.
Hello, folks. Around on the tables here are some art supplies, and we're going to commemorate this first gathering and for flower communion. So there's petals on the tables. There's like 12 of them, and if you guys could work together and collaborate to use those petals with the art or with the supplies to describe what this means to you. And we're going to put it together, and we're going to have it as a commemorative piece for our first time back together. So have fun and do whatever you want to do. There's lots of different ways to interpret this, and there's no wrong way.
So while this is going on, Leslie and I are going to walk around, and if you want to put something in the offering plate, you can do that. We would appreciate it. You know, our church is created by us and supported by us and sustained by us. Some people are still finishing up, and I think some people may, be ready to leave. So I'm going to let Marylee read our closing words, but that doesn't mean you have to leave, because if you're finishing up, the finished product won't be shown today because Trista's going to take home the petals that you've made and put them together on the piece of paper, and then she'll post it for us to see later. But I at least want to say thank you. It's just been a joyful day, and the sun was beautiful, and seeing all your faces just felt so good. You can't imagine what it feels like to stand in your living room and speak to your iPhone week after week after week, imagining that you're in front of me. But here you are. So thank you so much for being here, and Marylee has our closing words.
Until we meet again. And this is also composed by Amy Zucker Morgenstern. May all our hours together be blessed as this one has been, by open-hearted sharing, learning from one another, and making beautiful harmonies together. And may we greet everyone we encounter with the same acceptance and grateful kinship until we meet again. Blessed be.